Okay, dear students, welcome back to our English time once again. Last class we have already completed the lesson learning the game by Sachin Tendulkar. You know who was Sachin Tendulkar? So your first activity is to prepare a profile of Sachin Tendulkar. It's already given in page number 25 of your textbook. Have you seen that? All of you take page number 25 of your textbook, part 1. Sachin Tendulkar was born on 25th April 1973 in Mumbai, Maharashtra. He is a former Indian cricketer and we know everything about it. There is no need of a lot of explanation. There is not required because Sachin is known as God of cricket or something, a lot of names. So you are already familiar with the Sachin Tendulkar. So you have to prepare that profile so that you may write it in your notebook, the profile of Sachin Tendulkar. It is a chance for. So let us go to the next activity. What is that? There are some questions which are given in the textbook. Hope you have already written the question and its answers. I told you the last class you were asked to write the questions from question number 13. Do you remember? This regular demand was a little unreasonable. You know, what was that regular demand? What was the demand? Who knows that? Hope you have written it in your notebook. What was the demand? It was a demand for fruit cocktail. Okay. Then why was it unreasonable? It is not reasonable. Yukti hitam in the parayan. Why did Sachin think so now? But now he thinks that it is unreasonable. My request to his father to have what is called this cocktail, fruit cocktail. Why is it unreasonable? Because now he know that he has a brother, sister, etc. So father has to look after all. So as a father, all his children are equal to him, only to give. So that is why unreasonable. Another question that was in page number 24, 14, question number 4. Why was Sachin asked by the bus conductor to buy 2 tickets? You know the reason. Hope you have written it. Have you written it? Okay. Because he was carrying a big kit on his back, and what was the complaint of the bus conductor? He says that it consumed a space of 2 passengers, another passenger. So that is why. Another, cricket is waiting for you at the nets. Practice hard and see what magic can transpire. What aspect of a coach can you aim for in Acharekar here? Acharekar Sarande Enth. So I hope you have written it because he was so much sincere. Another question number 16, the last one. There are 2 questions. Why did Acharekar sir punish Sachin? Because scooted, bunk. That was the term used by Sachin Tendulkar in his autobiography. He bunked from the net practice. But Acharekar sir found him, took him. And what was the second question? How did it help him? We know. Sachin Tendulkar is a famous cricketer. That was the help. Thus, he became a famous cricketer and we know his fame, how he is famous. So that was what happened. So hope you have written that answers and check your answers are correct and you have to send it to me. As a part of last class, I will check it. Now let us revisit. Take page number 26. Take page number 26 of textbook. Have you taken it? Okay. Okay. Look. Let us revisit and reflect. Only some activities are here. Only 1 or 2 activities are here. Do you think that the summer camp at Shivaji Park helped Sachin to mold himself into a real cricketer? State your reason why. Do you think it helped him? If so, say the reason why. Do you think that summer camp at Shivaji Park helped Sachin to mold himself to a real cricketer? So, what are the points to be written in your answer? How it helped him? Physically, mentally, how it helped him? So, what are the things to be? What? So, this summer camp made him fit physically and mentally. That is one of the points. Another point, his practice schedule, rigorous practice schedule. So, mentally he was prepared to be a cricketer. Then, another, traveling morning and evening. Do you remember how he traveled in the morning and how he traveled in the evening? So, that's another thing. These difficulties made him stronger both physically and mentally. So, these are the points, and you develop these points and write your answer in your notebook. Okay? So, your homework is to be written in your notebook. Next one, 2. What is 2? Question number 2 there. What is Sachin loved playing with friends at home, but Mr. Ramakant Acharekar wanted him to practice in the next. What's the difference in playing street cricket and professional cricket? And what's the role of Acharekar sir as a mentor? What is mentor? A trainer or a coach to change Sachin to a professional cricketer. That's the question. So the question is, what role did Acharekar sir play to reform or to change Sachin, to change a ordinary Sachin? Ordinary Sachin means oru sada നാട്ടിൻപുറത്തെ ക്രിക്കറ്റ് കളിക്കാരനെ change into a world famous cricketer. So what was the role of Acharekar sir? It's a question. I think you know. So what were the difficulties or what were the tasks made by Acharekar sir on Sachin? So did you understand the question? So write it as a paragraph question again in notebook. Then got the sentences which you find the most inspiring from the learning the game. How do they inspire you? A trigger and a startup thought on your ambition. So it is your turn. Read the story again and again and you will find some sentences. Maybe the sentences maybe told as in the story, maybe told by Acharekar sir or Sachin or somebody else, so fathers or Ajit Tendulkar, anybody's voice. But some sentence will inspire you. How it inspired you and which sentence inspired you? So it is your turn to find out the sentence. So write these 3 into your notebook and take a picture, send it to me. Okay? Don't forget to send. Next you look at some picture. Let us see some of the pictures there. Can you see? One day the people from across the world would come and watch you play, said Acharekar. One day people from across the world will come and see you play. നീ ഈ കൊച്ചുകുട്ടികളുടെ കളി കാണേണ്ടവനല്ല, നിന്റെ കളി ലോകം മുഴുവൻ കാണേണ്ടവനാണ്. What inspiring words are there? A very wonderful words, wonderful sentence by Acharekar sir. So Acharekar sirയുടെ ഈ വാക്കുകളാണ് ഒരുപാട് പ്രചോദനം നൽകുന്ന വാക്ക്. Sachin still remember the words. Okay, and what happened later in future? We know that what happened to Sachin in the future. So it was while he was in 11, 12 or 13 years old. That time was he started playing. What was the speciality? What was the similarity? Do you remember what is similarity Acharekar sir and Sachin had? What similarity did they have? What was the similarity? Yes, both of them started playing cricket at the age of 11. Do you remember? So age of 11 he started practice. Next year also. So at that time he told that you are not a person to be played among the village players. You have no freedom to watch you should not have watched the playing, but you should be watched by the people in the world. That is the difference. Okay, so look at you look at the picture on page number Sachin in front of what was the only player to score 100 international centuries, then only man to play 200 test matches, then first man to score a double century, 200 runs in a match. So the first one. So a lot of records was on Sachin. So Sachin the fame. Acharyankar was able to foresee similar pictures even when Sachin was a school cricketer. So we know something about Sachin when we look at the pictures given in the textbook, page number 26. Now come to page number 27. So that is the activity for you. Ramesh Tendulkar, Sachin's father. Ajit Tendulkar, Sachin's brother. Acharyankar sir, Sachin's coach. 3 characters are given there. 3 characters. And what is the speciality of these 3? Yes, these 3 are the most important persons who transformed a mere Sachin into a world famous. Verumoru Sachine became the world famous Sachin. So what was their role? Some of the points are given. Not only Acharyankar, but also his father and brother played an important role in Sachin's career. Sachin's playing career. അതിൽ സച്ചിനെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്ത 3 പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട വ്യക്തിത്വങ്ങൾ, the 3 important personalities are there. So what is their role? That is to be written there. So this role, as point by point, you may write in the textbook. Then as a write-up, you write there in your textbook. Okay? No need to write it on the text notebook. So you write it in your textbook, shorted. ഒരുപാട് വിശദീകരിച്ച് എഴുതണമെന്നില്ല. You just write because you know you have been doing a lot of activities. You have been doing a lot of activities on Sachin Tendulkar. So you know what Sachin. So in the light of the points listed, so you have to list some points, write on the textbook, then write it as a paragraph. Don't forget to write a paragraph also. Should write that points also, then make it as a paragraph. What are the? Ramesh Tendulkar, Sachin's father, allowed Sachin to change school. So it is already written there. So some other points. He allowed Sachin to change school on a condition. What was that condition? Do you remember that condition? Yes. If Sachin takes cricket serious play, sada play, that is different. PT period you are running to the ground, taking a football and you are playing. That is only for a game, not for studying a game or learning a game. അവിടെ നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു കളി കളിക്കും, that is for entertainment only. But it is not learning a game. But learning a game, we found how Sachin learned a cricket. How strain he had suffered. How much strain he had suffered. Every day he was. Then gave confidence by saying to make best efforts without worrying the result. Do you remember father's words? After he has consented to change the school, then he told one thing to Sachin. Don't be afraid or don't be panic about the result. You work hard. Result may be positive or negative, that you don't remember. No way. You just do what you can. Then result will be, it is advantageous for you. It will be beneficial for you, no doubt. So don't be bothered about the result. Do your work hard. Then to remember what his father has done. Sometimes he had given, so these points you can add. Sometimes he had given cocktail fruit, and throughout the whole career he gave confidence. So any points you can add. Just like Ajit Tendulkar. Ajit Tendulkar is, you know how Sachin's career, Ajit Tendulkar's role endana. If he hadn't had a brother, Ajit Tendulkar, Do you expect that Sachin, there will be a Sachin Tendulkar just now of today? Innatha oru Sachin Tendulkar, can we see? Is it happen? Do you remember? Do you think so? Because Ajit Tendulkar, he had found out the capacity of or playing ability of Sachin in a very early years. That's why he took him to Acharyaker sir for training. And the first impression of the Acharyaker sir that Sachin is not fit for cricket. And he asked, he told Ajit Tendulkar to bring him in another time or after 1 year. But Ajit insistence, that was the term used. Ajit insisted that to bring him, to admit him to the training again, and he, so these things you can, these things. And moreover, he discussed some nuances of batting. Do you remember why on the journeys? Then what we can say, what were the another, accompanied him to the park. So a lot of time, different kinds, a lot of kinds. He helped him in a different ways. So that was his role. Next one, the third one, Acharyaker sir. Acharyaker sir, we know. If there is no Acharyaker sir, there is no Sachin. We know that. So what are the role of Acharyaker sir? You just write it as point by point. Agree to train Sachin Tendulkar in cricket, suggested to change school, then another, he sometimes he gave money for Vadapav, and everything, a lot of things he had done, and you know that. So you write it point by point there in the first part. In the second part, in the light of the points listed and analyzing such an experience, prepare a brief write-up on the role played by others, molding it. The cricket legend, Itihasam, legend, the cricket legend of Indian cricket legend Sachin Tendulkar. So hope you have understood the activity and you should do it very clearly in your notebook. And last activity, some of you have already sent it to me, but at that time I found there is a problem that I have already told in the group, that you have written it in using the pencil, but the problem is your pencil is very dim. Dim means valare mangiya oru ezhuthayirunnu. So some of them I cannot read. That was the problem. I couldn't read it very well. So do you use a good pencil? Okay, then write it clearly. Take time. സ്കൂളിലെ പോലെ 7-8 പീരീഡ് ഒന്നും ക്ലാസ് നടക്കുന്നില്ലല്ലോ. 2-3 പീരീഡ് ഒക്കെ വിറ്റുവശാലും ഇതൊക്കെ പാടെ കൂട്ടിയ 3-4 പീരീഡ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ക്ലാസ് ഉള്ളൂ. So you take enough time, then write it. Write it very clearly without making spelling mistake. Okay, next, turn over next page. Next page, activity 2, and it is familiar for you and you have already written it and there is no need of explanation, I think. Do you want any more explanation? That page number 28, activity 2. Do you remember? Prepare profile of Sachin's coach Ramakant Acharyaker using the information. You have already written it and it's already in your notebook, and if somebody is not written, you just complete it. Next, Ramakant, it is your school is organizing a meeting to honor Ramakant Acharyaker. Suppose you are the anchor of the function. You are the anchor of the function. Do you know what is anchoring a function? Do you remember? As a back voice, some of them are controlling that whole program on the stage. Do you remember? Next, I invite Mr. Name of the chief guest, the secretary of Grama Panchayat, to tell your speech, something like that from back voice. So anchoring. So you were asked, prepare a script for introducing him using the information given above. So you have to prepare to introduce, how to introduce Ramakant Acharyaker sir. If you were the anchor in the function, only if you are the anchor of the function, you have to invite one and all from the beginning of the what was the first program? Almost all program. You know that program schedule. It will be what is called welcome speech. It will be welcome speech. Then comes presidential address, then inaugural function, something like that. So there is a protocol is there. So you know that everything. So you do that. Okay. So prepare it. So this can be done in your textbook only. No need to write. So here, right here, you have to introduce only one man, only one the chief guest. Who is our chief guest? Who is our chief guest? It is Ramakant Acharya sir. Okay, that's all for that activity. Now to the next activity, that is activity number 3 on page number 29. Hope you have the textbook with you, and this is the last activity, and this activity can be done only with the computer only. You can do that, and if you have the computer, you just read it. And a blog is a web page with a collection of articles published on the World Wide Web. Do you know what is World Wide Web? World Wide Web. Have you seen this www? What is it? And this is World Wide Web. Web, spider web. Suppose we are posting or we are sending one video or one sentence. World Wide Web. It will be spread all over the world. Okay, so that is World Wide Web. So if you have computer only, you have to read the extract from the blog about the famous athlete Wilma Ruff, written by Jackson Anderson in sparkle.com. So with the help of your teacher, prepare a blog on your school. So actually I cannot help you because you are far away, but in my mind you are very, very near. You are near to me, but you are sitting far. So let us do that. Inshallah, after the school is opened, we will do that activity in our computer lab with the help of your computer teacher, IT teacher. You can do such blogs. Okay, hope you have enjoyed Sachin's lesson, the learning the game. It was a very interesting story of Sachin Tendulkar. So let me wind up our class now. We have already completed the second chapter of our first unit during the end of this July. Next we have to go to a Bang the Drum, a poem. It is not a poem, it is a song. It's a very, very interesting song. And if you refer in the, I will say when the class is taken, I will tell you that in it, everything. So now hope you have. So what are the activities that I have already given in this second chapter? You have to write all the question and answers, all question answers from 1 to 16, and there are some activities. Let us revisit on page number 26. You have to do 3 questions in your notebook, and another one you have to write a write-up on the role played by 3 important characters, so important personalities in Sachin's life. Ramakant Acharya sir, Ajit Tendulkar, and Ramesh Tendulkar. Who is Ramesh Tendulkar? Sachin's father. Okay, that's all for the day. See you again in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.